Here is a horrifying scene from Star Trek Enterprise.
Mr. Tucker, we're going to Plan B.
Sorry, Captain. We had no other choice.
What we just witnessed there was Captain Archer using the transporter for the very first time. The gallant crew of the Enterprise sweeping in at the last possible second to save him. However, that's not what we watched. We just watched a man die because the transporter is a murder machine. Since the dawn of time, people have wondered, how do the transporters work? Are they actually dematerializing you and then rematerializing you in another place?
They claim it's safe.
Do they indeed?
Or are they killing you and making a copy?
Kill him, he's the one.
It's the killing copy one. There are so many video essays and articles going into the inner workings of the transporters and trying to outline exactly how they work. And all throughout Star Trek history, there's inconsistencies, but there is one definitive episode that points to the unshakable truth that it is in fact a murder box. Want evidence? This guy. Look at him. He's so handsome and he has a beard. You see, in 2361, a young William Riker, recently promoted to lieutenant, was serving aboard the Potemkin. He was on an away mission and was the last person to be beamed out. As he was beamed out, something funky happened. We ended up with not one, but two Rikers. One stayed on the planet's surface, the other one continued to serve aboard the Potemkin, break up with Deanna Troi, and eventually become the first officer for the Enterprise D.
Data to Commander Riker.
Go ahead.
You are needed on the bridge.
On my way.
Fast forward to the episode Second Chances, where we meet the original William T. Riker. How does this make people feel?
I'm Commander William Riker from the Federation Starship Enterprise. It's not possible. I'm Will Riker.
Well, they're uncomfortable.
If you met a double of yourself, would you have difficulty interacting with him?
I think so.
They're now being confronted with the reality that they themselves are a copy of a copy of a copy. That must be terrifying. Now it's time to learn some physics. Some really shallow physics. If you have a certain amount of energy, you cannot, it is against the laws of physics, to be able to create more energy out of that energy. The transporter dematerializes someone, turns them into energy, and beams that energy to another destination where that energy is now rematerialized into a person. That's fine. Okay, sign me up. But because there were two Rikers, you cannot make more Riker out of one Riker. It's impossible to make energy out of energy. So therefore, it is a murder machine. To know that you are a brand new entity. The dread. Ultimately, the transporter is a glorified replicator. And what do people say about replicated food?
I would like a real chocolate sundae. Not one of your perfectly synthesized, ingeniously enhanced imitation.
Your request does not fall within current guidelines.
It's not as good as the real stuff. They're being confronted with that.
I have found that humans value their uniqueness. The existence of a double would preclude that feeling. Could that be the source of the friction?
In the moment of seeing the other Riker, they realize that they are nothing more than a synthesized, replicated version of what humanity once was.
Oh, yes! I hate this!
Ever since the transporter was widely adopted, anybody who has entered into it has died. And it makes you wonder, are there any real humans left? Let's go back and look at Archer. In the moment he just transported. Look at his face. The horror. He realizes in this moment he is the first captain in Starfleet history to die via this method. He is now a new version with all the thoughts and feelings, but he is not Archer. In the video essays, some people point to the ship of Theseus. And they say things like, oh, well, the ship of Theseus, it's really a philosophical question because, the ship of Theseus, and you change all the planks on it, and is it still the ship of Theseus? This isn't that, because you don't get the ship of Theseus and go, another ship of Theseus. That's not what this is. It's not replacing bits. It's making a whole new version. So, fuck off with that. The ship of Theseus. Such a cool boat. I love that boat. Yeah, it's the prestige. One man go in, other man come out, first guy die. Ultimately, I suppose it does boil down to what you think existence is. There are theological, things at play. You could make leaps of being like, well, the soul is eternal and you can't destroy a soul. And really, if you're making a new receptacle for the soul doesn't care. You just slip back in it like a glove. Take off the glove, put on the glove. It's the same hand in a glove. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't matter. The transport is a murder box. Do you know what? Bones, Dr. McCoy, and Reginald Barclay had it dead on.
Signed aboard this ship to practice medicine, not to have my atoms scattered back and forth across space by this gadget.
Buffers in sync. Phase coils are...
I'm sorry, I just can't do this.
Every single time I had this certain feeling. I guess could call it mortal terror.
They were mistrusting and fearful of that technology, and they had every right to be, because you go in, you die, a new copy comes out. I don't have anyone to talk to directly about Star Trek, because nobody I know around me likes Star Trek. They're all boring and terrible, and no, they're not. They're great. I have good friends, but they aren't interested in Star Trek. So if you are interested in Star Trek and you have an opinion on the transport, please put it down below. If you agree with me, I will tickle myself. If you have a book and you copy all the text from that book to another book, and I'm holding that, would I refer to this as, oh, that's the book, this is the copy? No, I would be like, this is my book. And if I had the book and I lost it and I got a new book, it would be my new book. It has all the same information. Oh, bollocks. This is why I like Star Trek.